The good thing right now that if Cyber Legacy can pick up a tempo mid lane, then OD and Pale kind of want to do the same thing. OD isn't the same hero as before. Like he's a little bit less present in lane, and he takes a little bit longer to jungle. And then PL as well. He wants to hit the jungle as well. He wants to play his lane and move there as well. So you're gonna have both cores, 1 and 2, gonna move to the jungle post laning phase, farm up a little bit more, and then make plays. And when you have two ranged heroes as your position 4 and 5, you don't really have that person to defend your lanes and to be that front line underneath your towers. So there's going to be the 15 or so minute mark. If your lanes go well for Cyber Legacy, HellRaisers aren't going to be able to respond truly and bring numbers to any team fight because two of your three cores will be like AFK in the jungle pretty much, or at least farming up to their items. These are both heroes that are item dependent, while Cyber Legacy, they can make moves with much fewer items. Troll, less so much, but at least the supports.
Yeah, so it feels like with Hellraisers, their farm pick, their super glue for the lineup needs to be something that is just able to get active early. And it's what we've been liking to see, right? Where if you've got these two more greedy cores, you need a kind of just this offlaner that goes at 6, more or less. Is just able to go play with these pretty aggressive supports and the Disruptor and the Snapfire.
And the annoying thing is though, but with this OD pick as well, like you can very much pick an Ember Spirit in lane for Cyber Legacy because OD is, like I said, it's a lot less potent in lane, but it's still the fact that you're now going to have three cores that potentially could just blow up to an OD at later stage of the game. So yeah, the Huskar ban's again a very good ban. It's all about tempo. The thing is though, is Brood, do they play Brood on Cyber Legacy? I don't actually know because this could be a very good Brood game depending on this Hellraisers pick.
I don't think we've seen any
Don't
Brood
yeah,
from them,
I
but we'll see
don't think
something
they
with a
do.
similar name. The Brood does come
Oh,
out for
so much
Hellraisers.
more kite. Oh, this is actually
Whew.
disgusting from Hellraisers.
It's
They've
something that
got
just goes at 6,
to-
right?
it's going to be the tornado on the. So this is basically how a fight goes. They run at them. The Brewmaster comes in. Tornado's the Underlord, so he doesn't get any of his utility off. Can't ult out. OD just non-stop imprisons the troll. They slay the supports, and then they turn around together and go, "Yo, lads, which one we go for, eh? Underlord? All right, no worries." And then they just demolish. So this is scary. This last pick is maybe Shadow Fiend for Cyber Legacy. Just give them a way to push and pressure early on in this window that I just described.
Yeah, they need this kind of overwhelm factor where Brewmaster's like, even if I remove one of these guys, there's still two that are going to just pummel into us right now. Because, like, Cyber Legacy do not really have any way to play off the escape from the Underlord anymore. Because, you've got the Cyclone you're talking about to just remove Underlord from doing anything. OD
Yep.
is the type of hero that completely bursts an Underlord. Doesn't matter what stage the game is in. And Underlord is not
But
a hero that often builds BKB.
but again, to be very clear with this Hellraiser lineup, it does look good. It does have the ability to kite, but it is item dependent and level dependent, which means it has to play into 20 or so minutes plus to truly be in full effect. So that is a clear window right now for Cyber Legacy. Legacy to punish. Just changing up their name. Their first I called them Cyber Dogs
It's so
accidentally.
so.
This
Let me explain it. Cyberdog's wrong. Cyber Legacy correct. But if one of them disconnects, they are Cyber Legacy. Okay,
ooh, very smart.
there you go. We've got all the. You know what we said before. Free answers are the best way to go.
Yeah, I knew Cyber Dogs is a team. I really yeah,
It
it's
is.
got
I
Haze
told
in
you it
it.
was. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think they
yeah, yeah,
exist anymore. I think they're gone
yeah.
now.
Yeah, nah, these players like 2019, end of 2019, 2018. Nah, see you, bud.
Yeah, I think I remember them from one or two CIS tournaments,
Hmm.
but no
So
longer.
what are the Cyber Boys new one gonna do now? What is their answer to this? Like, hmm, 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 hmm.
You want someone that preferably builds BKB for a start. I think that's like an absolute must against these heroes. Or they do Brood. Okay,
There it
that
is.
answers the
All
question.
right, there we go. It was a really good brute game. Like,
It's true. It's true. It's like I was wondering because I think Pikachu. I don't think we've had a game where Pikachu has brooded this tournament, from what I can recall.
I just never really put Pikachu and Brood in the same kind of category. I just always put him as like the
Ah,
leaner, the Shadow Fiend, the Leshrac type player. So
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, it's
One of them's a bug type, and the other's a lightning type. It just it doesn't fit.
you're gonna have to stop with these bleeding. Pikachu
Look,
references,
I'm
mate.
gonna stop him here.
You're
Okay.
really clinging on to this one.
No, no. All I'm gonna say is Cyber Legacy. They looked at it just like you did, and they went, "You know what, Broodmother, I choose you." And that means they've rounded out their
10
draft with
seconds
something
remaining.
which Hellraisers they don't really have a great answer to right now. Then again,
No, yeah.
maybe the snap. Like I know you got the match resistance on the spiders, but if you get in a big fight, that Snapfire could just kill them all in the blink of an eye, right? With the kisses.
Sure, in that very specific team fight scenario, yes, but I feel like how do you stop this Brood running around? In all the games that we've seen Brood pick so far, it's because there's been a lack of control and a lack of early game presence within the draft. And Hellraisers, what are they lacking? Control and presence. They have like Kite through Tornado of Brewmaster when he ults, and then the Imprisonment of the OD, and then they have Catch through the Glimpse of Disruptor, but
Mhm.
they don't have hard lockdown. So when this Dire lineup gets their BKBs, if they play into an early 20-minute timing, 25-minute timing before big items and like Manta Diffusal on PL and Ags Hex and all these wonderful things on OD appear, then Cyber Legacy can very easily roll over this Hellraisers lineup.
Yeah, it feels like Hellraisers, they're going to probably look towards some sort of early rotation towards Brood to shut them down. And in fairness,
Ah,
Snapfire plus Disruptor can do that, right? A glimpse into kinetic field and you have stun control. So there
okay,
is
so the
potential.
last time that Pikachu played Broodmother was 6 months ago in
That
some
explains it.
online tournament,
Jesus. Been a
and then
while.
before that it was a year ago, and then before that it was then probably 15 months ago. So yeah, he's played
Not many
only yeah
games.
only 13 Brood games in his entire like
All right,
professional
so this
career.
this could be the saving grace for Hellraiser right now is that this is not a vastly experienced Brood player.
But that I'm only looking at pro games there.
Yeah, we don't know how
I
much
didn't
he
look at his
spams in the
pub.
pubs.
Yeah, he might be an absolutely
He might,
filthy Brood spammer.
he might be
He might
dirty
be
or he
one of
might
those.
be a hard earner of his MMR. Okay. Some people work for MMR. Some people pick Huskar Brood.
Yeah, there's a small group of heroes that if you spam those heroes to gain MMR, then you actually sure you gain MMR, but your
You don't learn the game.
understanding of the game is kind of broken down, right? So it's like
Yeah.
Tinker, Brood.
Void Spirit when
mm,
he first dropped was one of them.
No, 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 no.
When he
He's
first dropped.
completely. Not really. He's still fundamentally you have to play the game to win the game, but like Brood
Yeah,
and
but it's
Husker,
like
no, not Brood
people
and
didn't
Husker.
understand him at first. Like new heroes when they first drop are perfect examples of that. Like Monkey King
Sure.
when he first came out was broken as well, of course.
But for modern day, it's Brood and Tinker. I think are currently the two heroes where you
Yeah.
don't really play a normal game of Dota. You play your own mini game, and then through the mini game, you either obtain the ancient or you don't obtain the ancient. You're like, ah, thank you.
It's like the more ridiculous version of those people that always counterpick, right? So it's like you never really learn how to play a new hero, like this hero, if you're always looking for the best matchup.
When you don't look at matchups, I brood. I just brood no matter what.
And in what way they're better than the people who always go for the counterpick because they're at least
Ah, I
learning how to
see.
play Brood all the time.
Hmm.
There you go.
Always evolving. But they like the thing is with a brew pick, you have to put the melee guy mid, and this time you got a brew, which
It's
it's
not
alright.
gonna kill the spiders. It's gonna clap and try and run away.
This is completely damage control. Like level 1, level 2, sure, you're gonna be able to like clap the initial spiders, but as soon as Brood Mother gets to like 4, 5, it's all
It's
you
your
have to do is
best option,
you
though.
have to just micro the spiderlings, and you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, because you already highlighted that the other two cores need gold. They need items, whereas this one's at least a core that once you get 6, you can just go do things. Screw it.
And the other thing as well that we haven't mentioned is the troll build is very diverse. This game, he's probably just going to build a Mjolnir, and then he's going to be able to itemize for the PO as well. So even if they're not that aggressive, as Imposter potentially goes down here in top lane.
Very far. They're trying to bait him in, but it's keep him close enough. Doesn't look like
Too many
should have enough
units around
damage.
that
He gets a
battery
nice
assault.
tap.
Oh, there we go.
No, he was able to get just close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, so like even if their initial aggression goes a little bit wayward, the items that Cyber Legacy can buy also allow them to play into that mid game. But again, the issue simply is that ODV troll is very sad when Troll's BKB gets low, like dwindles.
Yeah, once you get the Ags on OD, you can buy enough time on those low BKB charges that he does nothing. And then he's not a very smart boy. His imp pool is small, so you can punish it heavily. All in all, though, Brew, so far, 11-3. Good start. You said early on he'd be okay, but if you're a Brewmaster and you're looking to start your game, you're happy if you're able to get the first few waves.
It's the initial collapse because you don't have enough spiders to actually like micro some to go in for CS and some to not, right? So it's when the brood mother gets more spiders, builds up that kind of community of spiders, then he can send some to their death and send some to go farm. So
That doesn't sound like a community to me.
for brood mother it is. They
That
accept their
that
way of
sounds
life.
more like a World War II style hoorah. All right, some of you'll
That's what
make it
needs to be
through,
done
but
to win the
most of
war.
you gonna go down. You never know, though. We said Pikachu. We
all
don't
for
know
the
how much he
greater good.
plays this hero, so it's Funnick. Maybe we'll find a way to exploit that. Anything's possible. That's probably Funnick's mindset. It's like, I don't remember last time Pikachu played Brood. Maybe he's just bad at it and I can get away with my lane.
I don't think that was in any way their thought process. They're like, ugh.
No, I'm saying Funnick's, right? Like, he's trying to look for the upside
Yeah.
here. It's like, this lane is crap, but maybe it's been a while for Pikachu.
It's the but maybes what make you lose the games. But maybe they're not here. But maybe they
I
won't
could
smoke.
dive a little bit further, Papa. No.
Incorrect. No. But maybe I made space. You just died.
I mean, that's been the biggest maybe of this entire tournament. Maybe I can dive another tier. Uh-oh, a little bit of lag. Let's refresh the scene. And we're back. Look at that. Look at that CS. Funnick has 30. I don't care this lane turns around. This is the first time I've seen a Brewmaster with good CS at 3 minutes in. This hero has felt underwhelming in the recent changes.
He is technically cheating. He does have the ability to claim upon additional, very squishy early on little boys.
He can't hear you right now. He's murdering spiders. Okay, it's.
Yeah. But this is all the Brood has to do, right? Get his little community of spiders off to the side, play the lane, go farm. Don't run your spiders into don't allow the Brewmaster just to clap them down. Because once you get to the higher levels, you're gonna free farm the jungle, free farm the mid lane. Sure, the Brood's gonna be able to always clap you if you go on him, but you're not trying to kill him. You don't care. You're just getting really fat and then playing into that tempo of post laning phase. If the Brew ever rotates away, you get a free tower.
No, true. And then Brew will want to rotate away around like 6 or 7 because it's the type of hero that wants to use that ultimate to make some big play. Either that or you have to bring the supports to the mid lane. And considering your other 2 cores want space and time to farm, the last thing they want to hear is that their supports are leaving them.
Hi, Carrie, can I leave my lane yet?
No.
You understand we're still 4 minutes into the game, right? It's like, yeah, true.
True. I mean, well, as soon as Funnick has 6, right? So, like, yeah, you're probably looking at the 5-minute mark. But even then, you're like level 2, level 3 on Disruptor and Snapfire. What do you really offer?
Yeah, there's no real room potential at all. It's going to be, the Brood's just going to chill and farm mid. And then the Brood's, now look at the Brood, right? This is what I'm on about. You don't really, I say that as if the camera's going to suddenly go to Brood, but still, they're killing Gilga. But the Brood's not going to be able to really deal with a higher level Brood Mother.
No. And you can see...
We're looking at every other lane, then we want to see the Brood.
Look, this is what happens when you're not in contact with the obs, okay? You're gonna learn you have to talk about what the obs wants to look at. Look at that catapult.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, see here, look at the Brew. There's no spiderlings to talk about the point, but he's just gonna hit some creeps now that the Brood's not here. So slap, gold,
slap and tap, get rid of the catapult before Pikachu comes back and tries for a bush.
Yeah, the Brood doesn't care though. Like, he's farming both the ancients and this camp. Sure, he gets dewarded. I wouldn't be surprised if he brings out his own sentry because he knows it's blocked. So,
and then Brewmaster, not a hero that can supplement farm well in the jungle at all.
Exactly, and the OD is currently pinging the ancient camp saying, "Guys, she's farming this. We need to sort this out as well. Like, we can't just block out the neutral camp as well."
All right, a little prime split coming out. Maybe you can make the play happen.
But
nope. I thought he was gonna go for the stun.
Blow up all those spiders.
Yeah,
that literally was just like a CS play. He was like, I just want all those spiders.
A little bit of hits on the tower as well. And see you later. Go rebuild that army, Pikachu.
This is the most underwhelming use of a Bruce I think I've ever seen. Just to kill an army of spiders.
I was like, is he going to stun and then Cyclone, then maybe go for another stun? Like, how are you ever going to kill a Brood with 6?
There's no kill potential there.
I mean, if he knows he's not going to use it otherwise, and he is kind of stuck in this lane because he can't leave, or Brood, as you mentioned, will just take that tower.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that is just you kill away his army, you then force him to have to build up a new one. Sure, it's quite quick, but it's, I guess, sure, it's just farming. He's not going to use it for anything else, right? So might as well use it. So.
Yeah, it's like You know, it's like if you see a Kunkka just boat a giant creep camp. It's like, well, if I wasn't gonna do anything with this, and I can't kill the mid laner, might as well increase my farm. Kunkka a little bit less these days after he's been getting increases to the cooldown. Also, I think people used to ruin pub games as CM by using freezing fields, and Kaysani's lane is being ruined by
The
Chappy.
Underlord slaps the
no.
OD.
Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Gilgan might be too fast. Chappy's tried this before and found out he's just a giant slug slithering around the lane at this point. Although,
poking
if
his head out as well.
Alright, that's
okay,
a
Twitch
I
chat.
don't
We
care
didn't
about
see
life.
this, okay, guys. We never saw Gilga make this play. Can
No,
we all
we
agree,
didn't.
okay? We all forgot about the last 5 seconds. That didn't happen.
Was somehow we'll blame this on Bulldog. You know, it's because Bulldog made Gilga too famous, and he under the pressure. You know what happens when people get famous? They do awkward things.
Hmm.
You know, he hasn't shaved his head and started screaming at things yet, so he hasn't gone like full celebrity crazy. He's just feeding a guy who gets permanent damage. It's fine. It's fine.
The real question is, does this brew because he's having quite a good time mid? Does he go for like a classic build like the Radiance and try and just become a core, knowing that his OD might not have the most enjoyable of times due to him having to be a safe laner?
Yeah, like the OD is not getting great CS, and also it's the XP issue, right? OD's that type of hero that thrives on just getting the extra levels in, really. Max out his spells quickly because there's so much value in them. They sync so well together once they're maxed out. Gilga, I think we're going to have a little talk here. They're trying again, and the glimpse away. He can get the blast in time. Nicely done.
And the talk will be about his great escape.
Exactly, because he didn't die. Pikachu in the mid lane, forced to fight, and Farnick has no mana. So he can't even use the split. There's a miscalculation.
The supports and HellRaisers just don't have the ability to rotate unless they hit maybe like they hit their 6s and throw their ultimates out. Then they can, but until that point, I think HellRaisers just need to accept that the lanes will be very static. They just farm and they don't try and do anything. If they force things a little bit too much, that's when it become a bit awkward.
Well, the one they can kill, of course, is Chappy. His Underlord is so slow, the rotation's on point.
Yeah, when they bring in the supports to side lane, sure. Brood, not so much.
Yeah, not until you've got 6, and you've got like that kinetic field play where you can just nuke down a trap spider.
Yeah, the static storm, love life.
Are you a person that kills the trap spider, or do you let it out into the wild again?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Depends on the day, you know. Like, if it's
You're one of those. You don't even commit hard to one side. I'm not a murderer. I'm well, it depends what day you catch me.
Like if it's like 3 in the morning and I see a spider, I'm like, ugh. I pick up a shoe, I'm like, yeet, just throw the shoe and hope it dies, and I just peace out because you know spiders are spooky. But if it's like in the day and I've got time to get a glass and some paper, then I'll make sure that guy gets out into the fields and lives his life. And
all right, well, we're into the daytime now, and in this 5-minute window, we'll see if they decide to squash the spider or just leave it be.
It's daytime, right? You got time to get your glass and paper. You can keep him alive.
And looks like there's javelin coming out towards the troll. So.
Yeah, that's the Maelstrom build. He's just itemizing for the old PL.
Yeah, it's like anything you can build, I can build better. Especially when you have an Underlord to back you up. Just be clear on these illusions. It's going to be brutal for the PL in this game. And it's not like he's farming well either. OD has surpassed him now. He's the poorest core in the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, really, like, again, it's just because of this brood pick, you just dismantle the lanes of HellRaisers and you just put them into, like, best in matchups.
Well, this time Gilga won't be getting out. Unless his goal was to escape this game, in which case he's on the sideline right now.
It's just the issue of lineup. We discussed this in draft. They have no ways to make plays, so they just kind of have to exist and just try and defend towers through having bodies. So the disruptor being bottom, he's tanking the hook so that his OD can farm on the tower. Like, sure, he's dying in that scenario, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the game. Like, unless he now gets stunned here and dies, which they don't have any because they don't have points of Sinister Gaze on Lich. Like, it's fine. You bought the OD, 1-2 extra CS. Move top, but the issue you have now, which again we also discussed, is the OD and PL are now trying to farm the same area of the map. Cyber Legacy are in one of the start of their timing in which they can play with the Underlord Troll and start taking towers. Troll takes his bottom tower, unlocks this jungle for him to abuse, and when he gets Maelstrom and the Brood's ready, that's when they start going. It'll be Maelstrom BKB on Troll, Brood will probably go Diffusal plus like one item, and that is really scary for HellRaisers.
And that's the big problem. Is like HellRaisers, they can't even make these trades effectively. Like their pushing capability is pretty naff. Whereas when you look on the side of Cyber Legacy, with the Troll having the Maelstrom now, you've got the Underlord who just does it so naturally, and of course the Broodmother. If you look away for a moment, HellRaisers are going to lose buildings, and with it, control the map.
This shouldn't be a thing, by the way. You shouldn't be able to capture the outpost from low ground.
All right, we complain about this. We're going to complain about it every day, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm just gonna remind
Reminder,
everyone, like,
this is stupid crap. Please remove.
like it gives you no vision anyways, right? Like it's such a pathetic like amount of vision, and then you can also capture it from low ground, so it's like there's no point even holding it as diet.
Yeah.
Outposts are actually so worthless other than TPs.
Yeah.
And then obviously the
In which
small amount of
case,
vision
the
they give
one
when someone
top give
captures it,
is
but-
king because it's close to the Roche bit at least. Chappy. Not really bothered too much. The reinforcement here. Funnick, he looked like he wanted to do something, but he doesn't have the split for 13 seconds, and they know it, so they're going for Nyx instead. Chase onto him. Chain Frost. A little bit of ping pong going on as Funnick drags it over to him, and now the kisses do come out. Gonna try and punish Bignum a little bit, but no dice. They at least kill off Chappy though. So
he
one
has
for one
to
trade.
split though if he wants to commit it.
Not
But
for
I
a
don't-
measly
yeah.
clock. Not at this stage.
Yeah. It's gotta chill.
Which is exactly what Sani's doing in the mid lane. Just trying to actually get his levels up. At least get to level 10 before you're forced to do anything. Still so dirt poor.
That's what happens when you have to safe lane your OD. What does he? He doesn't apply pressure. He can farm awkwardly, and yeah, it's just
You're in a
Only 'cause of the
scenario
Brood.
where Funnick, it's kind of like more beneficial to not throw out your ultimate potentially, right? Because then at least it's a bit of an insurance policy, so they don't just deep dive onto your greedy cores. But that does mean you don't really have any playmaking potential, especially with the kisses being such a big cooldown now.
again, even though that Cyber Legacy have this early game, the diffuser pickup will punish this Brewmaster because if he has to split, otherwise he just won't have the mana.
OD's here as well. They're bringing everyone across Static Storm, and he managed to get out. Oh no! Oh, that's not how you play the game.
And he's just stuck on the cliff. Oh, no, is he? No.
Crazy TP away.
Dance, Pikachu, dance.
What the hell? He's moving while TPing. Gaben? That was quite the mess though.
It would have been a really rough attempt because I think the Brood also had the ult up anyway. So even if you get him within that Static Storm, you're just gonna be able to right-click lifesteal back up because you don't have the continued stuns to prevent that. And now, as soon as you know that there's no Brood split, there's no Static Storm, they can either go straight to Roshan or find a kill. I personally would prefer kills.
Hook shot in. And look at this. Big one to Nomon. Sani, he'll hide in his own little world. The kisses are coming in, but Miposhka's doing nothing with it. And Sani's still going to die. Doesn't even get to kill the Sani's Eclipse. Bignum says, all right, another big cooldown for them. There's no way in hell they can fight us. I think we just take a tower and take a Roche.
Yeah, HellRaisers can't fight right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Especially, Odie doesn't even have ult now. Like, oh, this is such a.
He has nothing
awkward
is the
spot.
word you're looking
Like,
for there.
Even if he had ult up, like it's so underwhelming.
Most definitely. You just don't have the pool to threaten anyone at this stage. I mean, Brood has like 700, 800 mana as well, so it tickles. And they're doing more than just tickling Roche here. And it is dying fast.
Yeah, the early medallion as well is just gonna plow through it.
And there's no response from HellRaisers. There's nothing they can do about this. They've already lost all their tier 1 towers. And I mean, we said how fast Cyber Legacy's lineup can push. So expect these tier 2s to die all off in this Aegis time.
Yeah, for sure. But we can't take out HellRaisers from this game yet. They've shown before that even if they have horrendous starts to games, they actually have an ability to execute when holding their high ground. So their draft comes online later in the game. If they're able to split the map up, get some of those high ground defenses going. But the issue simply is, how do they push out the lanes if they don't have an OD or PL farmed? Like, what's their lane push? They got Snapfire, some Thunder Strike, like.
They won't have a Thunder Strike for at least 30.
They don't have a Thunder Strike now, but like it's just this isn't the game. HellRaisers isn't set up to try and play for high ground defense comeback. This is just not what their draft's meant to do, and nor is it meant to play for early aggression. So,
No.
oh, we're back at the dance.
He's just jamming it out. I mean, in fairness, they have a lot of potential in choke points, though, right? When you think about Snapfire, Disruptor, but it's like there's no margin for error. As once again, PL is dead. This is the thing, like if they don't hit the pitch perfect combo, no one's dying.
Where is the combo? Where's the damage? Even if they hit a combo right now, there's no damage. It's 30 minutes down the 20 minutes down the line. Sorry, is when it's gonna be like, woo, nice combo, bro. But right now it's just like, wait, what? You just split for me? Like, I'm a brood with an ult. Like, stun me. Wait, you can't. I'm gonna run away with my ags in a second. See ya. Like.
Yeah, it's the lol. That was cute. All right, give me 10 seconds, and then my team's coming in with me again, and you're still dead. And it's the thing, right? We did say that Cyber Legacy's lineup before this brood came out was kind of an all-in. Where now the brood, the brood just gave away an item. That's a little whoopsie. And the gun's back. All right, now what?
Where's your stuns, boys? Honestly,
he's like, okay.
Brood last pick is absolute filth. Honestly, like you have to when you draft, you have to have a checkbox next to you. So do you know all the papers OG had at TI? Literally all those papers were just like big checkboxes for certain heroes that in the meta were like annoying to deal with on last pick. And like Brood's one of them. If you get to the end of your draft and you can't tick that box and you haven't banned it, that's kind of like a yikes. You always need one or two ways to deal with it within the draft. And that just comes from having control, lockdown, catch, these types of things.
Now, I have to check, Robson. Do you have confirmation that that's what is in the binder? Because I heard it was just like pictures of Topson fashioning different clothes.
Wait, is it Topson or Chadson? Which one were they looking at?
He wasn't quite Chadson yet, but he was beginning. Pikachu is beginning a cycle of death.
This is how they kill him.
That's what we've been waiting for. They got it right this time. They were in position.
They got the combobs.
That moment where Odie's like, oh, my orbs don't splash anymore. I don't kill all his babies.
Just a little bit. Right there, their troll opted to move to top lane to go farm rather than taking this last tier 2 out of town with the Aegis. I feel that was a little bit of a misplay and a little bit too confident from Cyber Legacy splitting open the map that wide, especially when you're in such a strong timing right now. Like the only way HellRaisers get back in this game is through these pickoffs on over-aggressive cores. But again, these are the CIS qualifiers, over-aggressive cores. We're going to be seeing it probably.
You have to see it a lot. Like the boon you have as the Broodmother is that Gilga's nowhere near an Ags, and you could just go for the BKB. And that combo doesn't work once you have the BKB. So HellRaisers are going to have to do a lot more, and they have to do it quickly. Definitely not under Chappie of all people, though. You just reached that point where killing an Underlord is more effort than it's worth.
Go on with your day, Mr. Underlord.
Be as you are, be as you will. Me too. Good talk. See you later, bud. That's pretty much how it works. No. That's the wrong neighborhood, Snapfire.
Snapfire, mate. You trying to take our outpost top? Get out of here. I'll use my ultras to defend this.
Well, they know as well. They got the ward.
Scram, kid.
And look at the fight going on. Pikachu standing his ground, but it's not good enough. He gets brought down. He was too quick in.
Are you getting flashbacks to the Bristleback game?
Beyond that, this is. I mean, could you just wait for your team? Just 5 more seconds.
It's the combination. It's the combination of both the Bristleback and the Troll. No, the Bristleback. Sorry, the Broodmother. The Broodmother and the Troll are playing such different games right now. You got the Brood pushing bot, Troll farms top. Brood moves top, Troll plays bottom. Like it's as if they're magnets and they're just like they go near each other. Ding, like what?
I mean, sure, but like the thing that I'm looking at there is, you know, Brood. If it's 8 seconds later, that's a completely different fight, right? Because Cyber Legacy, rather, they were on their way across. Cyberlord's a new form we found as well.
But what I'm the counter to your counter is they shouldn't be in a position where they're even trying to entertain an engagement when they're not in full force. They're 8k ahead. Utilize the 8k and just punish your enemy. Don't allow for these whimsical movements where you get picked off because you're dying to their only damage source right now, which is Disruptor ult into Snapfire ult. That's their only damage source right now. And if you're dying to that, it's simply because you're not all 5 ready to fight. So,
exactly.
Again, calm it down, Cyber Legacy. Hold up. If you want to wait for your BKB on Brood, sure, to prolong the game an extra 4 or 5 minutes, that's fine. But when you get it, then group up and go.
Yeah, what they're doing right now is they're acting like pinatas. You know how you only ever see one pinata at a party? That's what it is. And when HellRaisers, the eager kids, come and burst that pinata, it's just so much
Who wants a Brood pinata? Who wants a spider pinata?
They're beating the crap out of it. That's why, because you said you squashed the spiders, okay? That's
like
what they're
imagine
doing.
storing that before the party. Like
Why
oh,
is
you're
it
going
better to
oh,
beat the crap out of a llama or a goat or whatever else
because
you
it's
want to
like
make?
innocent looking. You can like deal with it, but a
Jesus.
spider's just like no, but like
You're
you can make it into an like a spider's like
You are like you're like one of those kids that bully people 5 years younger than you. Oh, yeah, they look innocent. I could take that.
You want to bring up
Smoke.
the bullying stories? Oh, the fat kid.
Gilga. Oh god, no, this Pikachu is looking fat right now. Gilga is
Look, when
looking very
look
small.
when Dire's together, when the boys together. Oh, nice.
Just testing it still works,
See,
guys. It's been a while
he
since I
wanted the
hookshot.
spider pinata. He was trying to beat the spider.
I don't blame him. You know, he's even disgusted they picked this.
Like I think it's clear to say like Cyber Legacy in such a position where it's kind of hard to throw this game in reality, right? But like the dismay and I think the upset that we're kind of showing is simply this game could have such an easier kind of conclusion if they just played together and didn't allow for these pickoffs. It's like it's through these pickoffs and this lack of coordination when they're this far ahead, which is why these games that we've watched for the past 3 days have gone like so back and forth. It's just simply the discipline. And again, even if there's a lack of discipline just through those two smaller misplays, it's like, nah, they just didn't happen. Then this is going to be like a flawless game and a big improvement. Like overall, this whole game has been a big improvement for Cyber Legacy from the last series. Like somehow these teams look completely different. But again, the brood factor kind of mitigates that. Kind of, it's hard to give full praise when you have a brood in your draft.
Definitely. Like, I think you're right. This qualifier has been what I would call the teeter-totter of doom, right? It's just back and forth. It's like, who can just overextend a little bit more? Who can just suddenly
But
throw
it
their
has
lead?
led to good fights, you know. It's led
It
to some
has.
good skirmishes. Bish bash bosh. Even though this game only 13 kills in 23 minutes, a little bit underwhelming. I want to see blood. I want to see absolute dismay. I want to see llama pinatas beaten to the depths of hell. Wait, what? I'm sorry, nothing. My
Are
bad.
we going to go back to that conversation? Because I don't want
Oh.
another crying outbreak about being a fat kid, all right? This is... Like, in your defense, fat Ryan Gosling, all right? You have that. If you want to go down that line.
Whoa. Actually, I can quote Reddit on the Gosling bit. That was I think the -10 downvotes on.
All right, they're not waiting. Oh.
They're just in, mate.
Uh-oh.
They were tired of the
in as
Ryan
well.
Gosling
He's like, go! I'll lead them away. Behold, this is your Sean Bean right now in Lord of the Rings. Run, Frodo.
It probably is the best play the supports can make right now in HellRaisers is if we die far, like as long as you die in front of where your tier 1 towers are, it will take around about 30 seconds to push in. So in reality, you buy another 30 seconds for your cores to try and get that next something. Like the PL, the Brood, like they're actually decently farmed in terms of 10k. The issue is just the Brood and the Troll are just an extra like 5 to 4k each above. So yeah, like if the supports can buy a little bit of time, get to that 30-35 minute mark, then yeah, sure. I think HellRaisers can start taking fights, but right now, the 5v5 is very much Cyber Legacy favored.
Most definitely. And that's the stipe out in the core. That was the ultimate all coming for the PL as well. So that's going to hurt a little.
And yet, BKB, yeah, BKB coming out. Gilga's going on a mission. This is what I mean. The supports on HellRaisers, this is what they want. This is the best play. It looks terrible. This is the best play HellRaisers can make. Doing this is great. Really good from HellRaisers. Like, trust me, it's actually insane. Like you're stopping, you're like the momentum of Cyber Legacy is meant to be towards Radiant, right? Right now you got TPs going away from the base. PL farms. It's not great. You're losing motion as well, but what else are you going to be doing in the game?
Yeah, it's just like making a little bit of space. And, you know, the extra.
All these comments are relative. I will state.
No, definitely. Like, and the win lays just to give them that extra movement speed. That's what threw the clockwork off a bit, I think. Hence why.
But now HellRaisers struggle incredibly. Like now you're
Yeah, now
fighting
there's
into
the
an Aegis
Vegas. They're coming.
BKBs. Now the supports can't do anything special. It's just going to be a high ground defense. That I'm pessimistic for the high ground hold.
Yeah, they're gonna have to all be in sync for this. They're gonna have to find an easy pick off at the start of the fight, preferably.
It's
without
all
using
about
big
the
combo.
brew. This fight is all about how can he lift the Underlord, take away those auras, or not the auras, but the actives. So using the pipe, using the mech, and the tankiness, and then try and commit and kill the supports. Once you kill the supports, then Cyber Legacy do lose a lot of their control, and then you might be able to start kiting with your OD. So there is potential that this fight could go HellRaiser's way, but it's
It's not
honestly
easy.
go perfect. It has to be perfect.
Yeah,
There is
'cause
no room to slip up.
they will melt towers quickly. Like, Brood just picked up the Orb of Destruction. You've got the level 20 talent of the
Oh,
Troll.
of course he did. Of course he got the Orb
In
of
this
Destruction.
moment, why not? It only seems, half of the course.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Brood Mama just wants to go and give it 1-2 tap. Gonna be off the mark, won't trap him. Pikachu can move down to the low ground. Being chased by the PL illusions though. The glimpse back has to eat the cheese straight away. And Kaysani, a little bit too close. They didn't want to coordinate like that. They don't lose anyone. The glyph is about to run out, however, and the tower is gone.
Radiant's bottom tower.
There's the
Luckily, this
cheeky
tower
healer.
doesn't lead to additional gold because obviously there's no shrines anymore. So, tier 3 down. It's a kick in the teeth, but
You got the cheese as well,
it's
though.
still fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, now the Brood has to be a bit more reluctant about hard committing.
Just staring the bleeding, even though it is pouring right now. They kind of put a pinky on the wound, like, that's better. And now just getting slightly covered in blood.
They got like a
Not
tiny paper
fully.
towel, and it's just the gash all the way up their arm. It's like, this is not.
But
Okay.
it's one of those cheap ones, like the absorbent adverts where it's like you
Oh,
put
it's
it
not
on
one.
and
Yeah,
it's
it's one of those fake ones that falls apart straight away.
Yeah. So currently they put that on there, it's falling apart. They're waiting to get that deluxe triple ply.
Yeah, this whole analogy, by the way, is representing HellRaisers' high ground defense. If you weren't quite sure where we went with that one, as it is kind of falling apart very easily. And you can already see Cyber Legacy. They're just gonna just push all the waves in, slowly pressure, no rush. In fact, Brood has ran far away. It's like, I need the next big item before we go. That was a cheese, guys. Probably just waiting for the cheese to digest through his system. It takes a bit of time. And that gives a little bit of space. And this OD, yeah, he's under no hesitation. Like, I just need to get as many right clicks out in the initial stuns as I can and get that big hammer drop with the Sinus Eclipse. However, with this item now on Chappie, it's even more important, that thing you've been highlighting. You need to Cyclone and get this Underlord out of the picture because now he has the disarm. And do you go high ground again? A little bit split. Brood's moving away.
They don't have a Warden Radiant to see the Brood's positioning right now, so you
No.
can't truly punish this. The other thing is, the move speed of Brood with the Ags, it's like, even if he was this far away, he can quite quickly get back to the fight, especially with the Troll having the Aegis. What you want to do in this position, you want to skip the waves out so that you force Radiant into the base and that they don't have any free wave hitting the tower. So right now, PL is able to take this top tower due to that one creep wave coming through, and also the fact he can backdoor it, right? But now it's, after this creep wave dies, the PL has no place to play in this top lane. He can obviously skip waves, but he can't do any structural damage and force Cyber Legacy to actually think, do we need to defend and stop this PL? Now they're in a spot where they can just non-stop pressure, but again, now they let go of the pressure, they move back, so...
And this is where PL has to play, right? Like, you always have to, when you're up against a Brood Mother, look at the web of intrigue, right? Like, Broods want to be on your side of the map because they can have full coverage with the webs. They can keep you locked in. And you can see
the
from
beauty of the Axe, yeah.
Yeah, you can see from the red dots, right? There's nothing up there for the Brood because that's just out of the area you want to play around. So that is, funnily enough, for a change, the recovery lane in a game. Usually we always talk about the bot lane as being the recovery lane. Not this time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
18k gold lead.
And Troll now has an Abyssal.
And now the Abyssal. Lich also now has got gems just to truly make sure HellRaisers don't have any potential of having a lingering observer in the base to punish any backwards TP that Cyber Legacy use.
And here we go. Abyssal jumping straight away. No escape chance at all as OD's just gone. And that was
Ooh,
the split
he's,
as well.
He did not respect the positioning where Cyber Legacy was.
I think they saw the Abyssal as well, right? Because Troll was just on the wave, so they would have known about this. So definitely not giving the respect it's due. Now Chappie will just zone them away and allow them to get into the base and start knocking on the buildings. Buyback comes out from the OD, but the disrupt's already down. Has to buy back straight away. As it's actually Pikachu against the world. The BKB actively goes straight to Kaysani. Has to back up a little. Magic Community's running out. No point risking it. Unless the side of HellRaiser is offering something worthwhile. But the Abyssal jump in out of the Static Storm. There's your counter to that power from the Disruptor. Just don't even be in it. Just hop out with the press of one item. And Chappie will look to make his escape. They haven't got the damage to kill him off, nor do they have the vision.
Get the racks and then they Uber out of there. 2 buybacks, get a racks. Yep, this is going to be the slow demise of HellRaisers. They're just going to reset and go again. Oh, this is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
story
no.
of modern versus testament right
Oh,
now, and
no,
hell
they're
is going
tipping
down.
Gilga, guys.
Yep. Yeah, well, maybe you can buy something with that, because this is not the way you want to start the series. Go down one game like this, and it starts to look a bit rough. I mean, the good news is that if you do lose this one, you feel it was very heavily to the Brood, so that's something in your mind in future that Pikachu does play this, but they're not out of it yet.
This is the potential, the likely, actually, let's read it. The likely win has come from the Brood alone, pretty much. So it's just a hard reminder. You know, you play a game, you get brooded, you're like, okay, the rest of the series will keep it fresh in our mind. Like, we're not going to forget about this hero now that we've faced the great wrath of many spiders upon my game.
Yep, this is why no one likes spiders. It's strictly all Brood's fault. Now, with that Snapfire gone for 40, maybe they force the buyback. It's really the only way you can do damage to these choke points. There it is straight away. And they get rid of the little spiderlings. But Pikachu says, wait, why am I backing off? I'm strong. Cross shield. OD trying to do some damage. The cookie on the wrong creep. Went the wrong way around the tower. It was a cute idea, though. And they'll hold them. But that's another buyback used. And you know, these are important resources at this stage of the game. You actually look at it, no one on the side of HellRaisers has buyback anymore. Some of them limited by their own greed, as PL is nowhere near buyback. He realizes that if he goes down once, it's pretty definitive of the situation. Hook shot in. And they catch on to Phonic. Now they're going to try and do the damage. The Stack Storm going down the chase through the BKB, but he wants this time now. Pikachu chase with the back line. Does not even care about K-Sunny. They get rid of Gilga. OD holding his own little special party, his own little special world. Blink away just in time. And while that happens, Happy Diorara goes down as Nyx tries to stab that back line. He's a little bit deep now, though. Needs to move away from the troll. Cyclone to control him up. Pikachu has to fire up against this now. Snapfire with the kisses coming out. Cyclops goes down, and the Brood Mother is dead for 95 seconds. Palanimos trying to clean up for his team, but the Disarm comes out once more, and Phonic able to back away, but the BKB is there. Now Troll chasing in, looking for a kill with the Battle Trance. Forced off. Gets them away. They're completely cutting him out. And Chappie says, no, come back. We need to leave, but he leaves too soon. Palanimos, it's you against the world. And I don't know if you got enough anymore. The glimpse is very short range, but the control is good enough. And the Troll Warlord is punished and spanked as his Underlord abandons it.
We got a game on our hands, guys.
Oh, yeah.
The
Look at that
infamous
money.
high ground strikes again.
In the same lane as we saw it strike many times yesterday. But the question is, will Cyber Legacy learn from this? Will they change the script next time they come towards the enemy base?
I think it's mainly the Brood. Like, his BKB is already running quite low, and he doesn't truly do damage right now in his right click. Says he can't really go on the Brood because there's mischance. You don't never really commit on a PL. So the Brood's like in an awkward phase of the game now, where if the Broodmaster sits at the front, kills the spiders, or spiderlings, stops the Brood from getting that tower damage. In the fight, he kind of feels awkward because he's having to fight into the base. He can't freely move to find the support. So as long as HellRaisers keep playing super defensive, then for sure they're going to be in a good spot to waste these BKBs, wait for them to go down, and then start using their kite, using their spells. Like, again, that's why high ground is such a hard thing to siege, because you're playing into towers, fountains, like... Don't dive it, boys.
And speaking of damage as well, PL realizes he's going to need more of it. He's going towards the Divine Rapier next.
Sure, they need to find a source of damage, and they just brought back an extra like 5-6 game of this game, and high ground is your best friend. Like, it's so easy to fight there because of the positioning. Dota is all about how do you approach a fight, the position and the route that you take. When you're hugging your base, you only have to come from like one direction. Like.
And it proves how much the Troll is still reliable on other heroes, right? Like, we saw how that Battle Trance is just still will backfire in this type of game. You have a lot of kite on the side of HellRaisers. And straight into the roach pit. There's one way to deal with your issue. Just get a second
And they
life.
can contest this. The OD doesn't have ultimate right now, but they should be able to potentially contest this with...
They need a Kisses play right now.
The PL isn't close enough, though. It might be a little bit too late.
Yep, and the smoke
might be too forced from HellRaisers.
Funnick goes in. The tap's out. Happy Dara are almost dead already, but Kaysani blinks in. I think he might have got the cheese, but now he's stunned up. They might be able to get through him in time. And Kaysani, Astrals, does protect himself, but Nyx, now he's the one being wailed on by Palandamos. Double kill already because of the bounces from the Lich. And Broodmother's here, coming around from the back line. Looking towards Kaysani, who will make it away in time. He didn't even get his hands on that cheese. Ay, ay, ay. And immediately to the mid lane. Power around the Lord. At least glimpse one of them away. But the buyback does come out from the PL, from that Lich. It looks like Legacy want to end this game.
And that's just so awkward from HellRaisers. As soon as they move over to Roshan, like the PL should make the call there. Like, guys, I can't be here. There's no way I'm getting to this. And it's like, they're like, come anyway. It's fine, guys. Don't worry. And then they all in on the hope that Odie might be able to snipe it, blinking in as the Aegis shows up on the screen. So it's like, I think HellRaisers, they had to contest this Roshan, but they weren't like set up for it at all. They were farming out the map, accepting that they got a little bit of space, and then, oh wait, let's go Roshan. Too late. That's fine. Anyway, yeah.
It was
Okay,
definitely messy.
yeah.
It feels like you just have this snapfire roll to like clear them out of the pit and give yourself enough time to arrive. But then your concern is actually that's still a big chunk of our damage at this stage in the game. If we do misuse this snapfire roll, they're just gonna pile on top of us.
Well, yeah, the only reason they won the fight before Roshan was because the Brood ran in with no BKB and then just was like, oh, hits. It's like, oh, right, see ya, Brood. Thanks for playing. So
Troll almost up to that 25 mark as well. Now he has that second life. He won't hesitate to go straight for the base. Nyx is smoked, trying to move.
Oh no.
No. Well, no roots at least. They guess wrong, or will they? Broodmother's come around the back. Doppelganger to try and get away.
As well.
Hook shot in. It does the reveal as well. The Cogs pushes 2 away, and Bosch goes the target. Astral will protect him right now, though. Pikachu has to use the BKB pretty early because he's scared of the OD. The split's going to come out, trying to split up the fight.
They lifted the Underlord. This could
away.
be good.
Yeah, Kaysani, he needs to protect
Snapfire's
himself,
dead, though.
though.
No buyback.
No buyback on that Snapfire, but they at least keep the OD up. He's also just as important. And Funnick, he's in a bit of trouble here. Should be able to retreat quick enough, though. Not gonna lose everyone. The glimpse, just split them up a little bit. But Chappie, once again, he's like, hit me. Pay attention to me. Please, try something. Broodmother still has no BKB. That's the target you need to find. Jump in, Funnick. Just trying to cause some damage. And now Kaysani needs to make the play soon. The Static Storm going down, but doesn't really catch enough heroes here. Plantabus zones them away with the Abyssal. Astral has to be used under the Troll. And Chappie will zone them away again with that Shiva's. Nyx separate from his team a little bit, but the Illusion Army could do some work. Pikachu, there it is. They drop the hammer. They get him dead for 100 seconds. They needed that. They were waiting patiently, and they get rid of one. Now, can they flip the rest? The Glyph will stop the push. Plantamos is out of mana. Same for Chappie, so there's no quick exit available. They have no mana
on any of their cords.
The disarms are buying him a lot of time right now. Odie knows he can do so much damage, but he needs to be able to hit is the problem. Nyx is pretty deep. Since the gates to control him up, with Doppelganger to create a little bit of an army again. And Kaysani...
He does no damage. He's just tickling them.
But look at this. The Abyssal jump in. Kaysani's just gone. Dead.
No buyback.
No way back in either. And that should be enough to bring them down.
I'm gonna kill this Lich. This is all I can... I think I got the Lich finally.
He does no damage. He just does no damage.
Yes, he doesn't.
This is pathetic at this point.
Look at that.
Shot in.
Guys, please hit me in my building, please.
Yeah, Funnick's like, please, just pile on me. The disarms, the sustain, and the damage reduction out from the Underlord is just ensuring they can't put a dent in this Troll or the Underlord. They will back away for the time being. They go, all right. You swung. You hit on our big bug lady. You squashed that bug, but you know what? We could control the map. We put more pressure on you. You're up against the ropes.
It's just a little bit too late in terms of they had that little breath of fresh life air, whatever the phrase is, doesn't come to mind. And it's like after that, they have to make sure that they fight in the base. And it's like the PL's getting jumped, then they have to try and save, like Eureka saves the PL, and then the Snapfire dies because of it, and then because the Snapfire died, you lost quite a lot of your big explosive damage that you can maybe bring to a team fight. Sure, you kill the Brood, but your PL doesn't do damage. If this was 15 minutes ago, and it maybe was, let's say, a 10k lead for Dire, then sure, the PL's going to actually have impact, but all he does is take their mana, looks at them and goes, you're a right-clicking team.
Here's a mild tick one to say the least. And Nyx, look how quickly he's dying. Split comes in, but there's the BKB. Now the Kiss is trying to zone them away. Brood doesn't feel the hook shot to get rid of him.
At this point.
Plantamos says, nah, we're going to go for the big creeps. Nothing you can do to stop us. They're completely ignoring Nyx. It's like, burn my mana, but that's like 10% of my health max.
You have the Shivas on the Underlord. Like, you have the Aura plus the Shivas. Like, he doesn't have, like, doesn't have that good attack speed, does no damage. It's yeah.
Cookie in was nice, but once again, no damage. It's so futile. How often
Look at
do
this.
you see a
Oh,
PL
evade,
feel
evade,
this
evade.
invalidated? As Plantamore snipes out Gilga, buyback will come out. Now
Big
the
old
damage
OG's here
arrived.
now.
Here we go. K-Sunny's here, but Chappie, my god, the mana is just full again. He's like, please hit me for more. Chain Frost bounces around a bit. The Silence down to Funnick as well. On the back line, they're chasing for Happy Diarara, but Nyx, he's wasting his time in the wrong locations. Palantimos is in, and K-Sunny is gone. 80 seconds dead. They could just end the game now. Maybe Diarara dies, but who cares? It's your measly support, and they've already taken away HellRaisers' serious damage. There it is. Wait for the throw. They're just waiting to see the letters typed out by HellRaisers. There's no way to stop this push. The GG is called, and Cyber Legacy will take game 1.
Honestly, really not that much to say for this for this post game. I think we could probably summarize it in a sentence: just don't forget Brood in your draft.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Brood. Did you see the Brood, by the way, guys? Brood. Yeah, that's pretty much the story.
But I think okay, if we had to like actually seriously break this down, it's like the Brood technically it felt like it fell off at the very end in terms of its damage. It kind of had the same PO issue where it right clicks a couple people, it doesn't do much. But it's the fact that through drafting this Brood, it unlocked the game, fully changed up how HellRaisers had to approach their laning, which dismantled their ability to have strong lanes. Then it just crushed the ability to push those early towers. Of course, when you get to high ground, Brood kind of gets a little bit awkward. But then by that point, it had made so much space with this Brood that the Underlord and the Troll had so much farm that the PL done no damage. They were able to easily siege, secure every Roshan. So
It's the
yeah,
passing
it
the
was a
baton,
good.
right? It's
Yeah,
like
it was.
I was just gonna say it's kind of like, you know, instead of it being a one-man 100-meter sprint, right? It's like 4 members on the team. I'm passing the baton to you two now. You go end this game, and
Yeah,
that's what
like
you like
this
to
was
see out of Brood.
this was like an instrumental game of Brood crushes your early game, and then it's like, all right, guys, please now you can win me the game. I'm gonna soon fall off, lads. And the Troll and Underlord like, no worries, pal, we got you.
Yeah, and with the tip of that hat, that is going to be game 1 going the way of Cyber Legacy. Game 2 will begin shortly, and HellRaisers, I'm sure they'll remember something as crucial as the Brood this time, and we should see a more even game in the second game of this best of 3.